Hey there, LT Zeta here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Astro. In the last episode, we continued more of World 2. In this episode, we're going to do even more of World 2. Let's go to Downside Surprise. Let's look at all this cheese. There's no cheese here. I've been lied to. Oh, wait, no, there's a cheese. It's just not as big as I thought. We've uncheesed the cheese. Alright, well, from what I remember, this is a very big power-up stage. And the gimmick is you turn into mouse. I'm teeny tiny. Whee! I just have to share this. This is the noise that Astro makes when walking around like this. It's very pleasant. It's like ASMR. Alright, enough of that. Okay. So there's nothing like sneakily hidden back here, it looks like. So let's become big again. Hi! He just kind of appeared very abruptly. But yes, this is a stage where you shrink and become tiny, tiny. And I remember really liking the vibe of this stage. Teeny tiny coins. You're free! Free to be me! Okie dokie. How about you don't? I'm a little tiny mouse, but look at all the cats! They're gonna eat me! Your puzzle piece and thing. I did remember that puzzle piece because like I've been saying, I watched Alpha Red play this game, and I think part of the reason why I remember this stage is because he had to come back here because he missed that puzzle piece. So I watched him play this stage like multiple times on his live stream. It feels weird to talk about like another YouTuber again, because like back when I was first started like Let's Playing, I talked about other YouTubers all the time because like, oh well, I'm just gonna talk about what I know to talk about. So I would like talk about like Romithril and Josh Jepson, all sorts of people, and like it felt like I was like just taking too much from other people and not just being myself. And like that's definitely a thing. So I used to do that all the time, and it became like this weird thing of like, I'm just referencing other people at this point. That's just awkward and weird. But it's like, I don't know, I'm a person, they're people, it's weird to like specifically feel like I have to avoid like acknowledging that other people exist and that I watch other people play video games. Like, I don't know, I'm doing this I do video series so that you can watch me play games, so like, haha, it's a mouse. I get it. So it's like, it's almost hypocritical to I'm having fun. It's almost hypocritical to, like, not acknowledge that, I guess, that, like, you know, I also do the same thing that you are currently doing yourself. I watch people play video games, and I enjoy it, and I think so long as I just, like, you know, don't try to steal content or whatever, as much as, like, stealing things can be in that kind of regard. I don't know. Point is, I don't know. Like, I have in my head, like, it's bad to even just acknowledge other people, but that's just silly. So, yeah. Anyways, kind of funny that you can theoretically skip this little section here by just doing this. Water. Okay. There's a dinosaur. You know, it is kind of funny that this game, like, a bunch of the main bad guys are just big robot animals, because that's also... that is also what the original Astro's Playroom did. Because Astro's Playroom had you fight the big dinosaur demo thing. So, like, funnily enough, it kind of, like, started this vibe of, like, you know... It started this vibe of Astro fights robots. I see you. Yo, mine! I hit my head on the ceiling. Hi. It would be funny if somebody missed that guy. I could see myself, like, not thinking, oh, that's a guy, and just thinking that it's, like... and, you know, just not really acknowledging it. Okay. That's nothing. I did say that I remember this stage, and I'm pretty certain the secret exit in this stage, because there is one. I think it's on one of these trees, if I recall correctly, a tree branch that you have to, like, go to. Not this one, though. It's later. I think. I know this game! Never played it, though I do have the reroll. It's Katamari Damacy. Fun fact, the first time I ever heard about that game in any capacity, well, I say any capacity, I probably did hear about it beforehand, but the first time I ever, like, actually saw anything happen with that game was watching the Game Grumps play it. That was a longest time ago. I don't watch them anymore. Mainly just because I got a little tired of the humor style that they have, so I was just like, yeah, I don't need to keep watching this. I will be fine to not do that. Okay. I don't know which way to go. I'm just gonna hit this. That could be a way to go. Or I can try over here. Okay, this is the way to the secret exit, I think. Oh, doing that again, I guess. Now we do that, and we get to ride a bubble. And now we have to ride a bubble again. Because if we ride the bubble all the way up to this tree, there's a secret. Oh, that's where the bubbles end. Gotcha. Okay. It's a very well-hidden secret. It just helps that I remembered where it was. Alright, so I'll go through here, and then I will meet you guys back in that level. Lost Galaxy, we still get the guys. That brings us to Boxel Bust Up. I guess I can do this now. Sure. It saves time, I suppose. Ow. Okay. These stages usually aren't the longest, so I will probably be able to get through this pretty quickly. I feel like you could make an entire game about, like, destroying environments like this. To be fair, there might even already be something like that, for all I know. I don't know. It's not like I'm perfectly in tune to the entire full gaming marketplace landscape. Honestly, I don't think most people are like that. I got squished. Oh, you're a guy. You're the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale guy. I think he's from something else, but I don't remember what exactly something else that is. But he was like... maybe a failed mascot or something? I don't know. I don't even know his name. He's just some weird giant voxel head thing. So... I don't know, PlayStation fans can rail me for getting things wrong. Because I'm gonna get some things wrong. Intelligent Cube! That's what you are, right? I don't know anything about this game, but I do know that once upon a time I made a Sporkle quiz. I made Sporkle quizzes for medleys of games on consoles. mainly because at first it was a Nintendo thing, so I was like, oh, N64 game by music, N64 medley. Then I did GameCube, and I just did all the Nintendo consoles. They all got their own little Squeak medley, where you just listen to 50 songs in a little musical medley and name what game they came from, and the only real unifying thing is that they were all on that console. And so when I ran out of Nintendo consoles, I was like, okay, well, I'll do PlayStation now, and I only did PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, because it was way harder to find, like, a good selection of 50 games that had iconic music that people would be able to recognize and were iconic games on their own right. And I also just was not familiar enough with most of... with most PlayStation stuff, so it felt a little... not disingenuous, but, like, way harder. Vib-Ribbon! I recognize Vibri. I don't really know what game she's from, in the sense of, like, I don't know what it's like. I just know it's, like, some sort of music game, some sort of rhythm game. And I'll do it, of course. Hello. I guess I'm glad I failed this multiple times. Why am I... Okay, fine, you don't have to jump for it. Understood. It feels like you should, but you don't if you jump and fail, apparently. But yeah, I did... Ow. I did PlayStation medley things. It wasn't that they were bad, it was just that, like... It was just that it felt like it was a lot harder to do, so I just kind of stopped. I never did PlayStation 4, and I don't think PlayStation 5 has 50 iconic games for me to do anything with. That's everything. Yay. So, yeah, but that's where I recognize Intelligent Cube from, is the point, because it's a PlayStation 1 game, and I was like, oh, what are the big PlayStation 1 games that people know? They juked me. I thought it was going to be the same pattern, and then it wasn't. So, oopsie doopsie. Whatever. But yeah, that's my story of what I know about Intelligent Cube. It's a puzzle game where you're, like, on a Rubik's Cube type contraption thing, I think? I don't know. I'm just gonna go back here. Meet you guys at the thing. Oh, that's how you deal with that. That makes much more sense. Okay, that's where we got the secret exit, so I can now go this way. Hooray! Anything over here? Money! I like money. I got lots of it, in fact, right now. But I want even more, because I need to spend all this money somewhere. Alright. Push the button. So I'm still missing a guy and a puzzle piece for this stage. Whee. These are some noises, I'll tell you that much. All of this gear and machinery is making my controller make things. I can't turn the camera, so I guess there's just nothing hidden. All this stuff is making noises and rumbles. Hi. You're a guy in a bandana. Intrepid rodent. He's a real page-turner. You're telling me there's a PlayStation game where you play as, like, what looked like... I'm assuming they're not actually a robot, you're playing as a rodent in a bandana, and nobody told me? What game is this? I need to understand. I need to know. It is important. Ah, this is how I get this. Time passes for all. Whatever PlayStation game that is, I want to play it. It might not even be a good PlayStation game, but I don't know. But I do know is that I like... I like me some rodents. What can I say? I mean, I did play Small Saga. Didn't love it, but I did play it. So, there's precedent. Alright. I got my eye on that thing. Alright, you didn't juke me that time. Hooray. Okay. The question is, do I have enough time to do Wormy Passage now? I've been recording for another 30 minutes is the thing, but I feel like I cut a bunch of that time out. So I will quit wasting time and just get right into it. Worst case scenario, I have a 45-minute episode. Probably. Through the spider web. Would you give me this box already? Thank you. Alright, it's time to punch with frogs again. Hooray! I like frog punching. You know, seeing cactuses does make me remember one other thing that I wanted to be just a little disappointed by. I don't think it's going to be a massive spoiler. There is no Final Fantasy in this game, which, all things considered, like, I'm not really the type to be like, oh, we need references to things, blah, blah, blah. But, like, with the nature of the game and what it's already trying to do, I have no clue who you are. Said something about living like an astronaut. I don't know, I kind of forgot that it was going to give me a blurb. I just kind of mashed through it on accident. Sorry if you're a fan of whoever that guy is. But, like, considering the nature and, like, all the references that already exist, like, I feel like everybody can understand that, like, it's just a missed opportunity to not have Final Fantasy in this game. I mean, like, one of the most culturally significant and important video games of all time is Final Fantasy VII. I don't think there's any argument there. Like, that's, like, up there with, like, Ocarina of Time and, well, there are other games, like, I'm kind of blanking on some good examples, but, like, you understand, like, the vibe that I'm putting down. Like, Final Fantasy VII alone is, like, huge. Especially considering that it's even relevant nowadays, because, like, you've got the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, like, it's not even like it was 1997, whatever, like, as if in this game where they have fucking unused mascot characters from 19 whatever. It's not like that would really mean anything if, like... The time of the game coming out doesn't mean anything in that regard. But also, like, you still have the new game, so it's like, the remakes, so it's like, just Final Fantasy VII alone is, like, a lost opportunity, not to mention Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Final Fantasy, I think 11 is the other one that isn't an MMO, like 14. And then Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 16 came out before this, I'm pretty certain. There's so many Final Fantasy games that are, like, associated with, the PlayStation, that it's just, like, absolutely unbelievable to have, like, this big PlayStation thing and have it go nowhere. Well, now, obviously, Sony does not own Final Fantasy. That's Square Enix. So we don't know exactly where down the line it failed to happen. We don't know who's responsible and who's to blame, whatever. I think the only thing that is certain is that it was probably an idea had. I don't think there's really much of a question about that. Like, there's no way they didn't consider including Final Fantasy. I mean, hell, if you think about it, Final Fantasy VII did get a small acknowledgement in Astro's Playroom, even, because there's the little Buster Sword monument in that game. So, like, they're clearly thinking of Final Fantasy when doing these. But somewhere down the line, somebody said no, whether it was Sony for how much money it would cost, or whether it was Square Enix just outright saying no. I missed somebody. I'm gonna go back then, explore. Because it's gonna be before here. Found ya! Sneaky. So, I don't know, it just... Whoever was responsible for that decision, it does mean that the product that we get from Astrobot here is less as a result, because, like, you just cannot tell me that with what this game does and is, that it should be missing Final Fantasies, you know? Especially because if you think about, like, the design of all, like, these, like, Mii Fighter-esque, like, character things, like... It is, like... There's one character who would be absolutely fucking perfect for this line, and it's Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. The Black Mage archetype fits Astrobot like to a fucking T. How in the hell did they let that opportunity slip by? It's so disappointing to me. Like, obviously it's not like it really means all that much in the grand scheme of things. But, like, it is... It is just a thing where it's like... When you just stop and think about it, it's like, damn, they really didn't do that. I think the only possibility against that is, like, I think this game's been getting DLC. Is the thing. I think the game's been getting DLC. And at least just based on Super Smash Bros. Style stuff, Square Enix does seem to be a little bit more lenient with things when it comes to DLC. So that might be enough to, like... get it to happen in DLC, potentially? But I don't know. Okay. There's also, like, a sense of, like... It's not just Final Fantasy either, it's all Square Enix stuff. So, like, there's no Dragon Quest VIII, for example, which I think was also a big PlayStation 2 thing. There's no... Well, there's no Kingdom Hearts, but that's also a Disney thing. No idea how that kind of deal would ever happen. Not that it would be impossible. I mean, obviously Smash proved that Sora could get in, but... There is still, to me, a sense of like, huh, there are some missed opportunities here, which just kind of goes to show that copyright can be very annoying when designing a thing like this. It's the kind of thing where it's like, if this was a fan product, it would be so much easier, but also probably way less professional. It would feel way different if fans were doing something. Anyways, we have more than 60 guys, so let's smash this lock. Lock and subscribe. And next time on Let's Play Astrobot, we're gonna go fight the octopus. That's what this galaxy is all about. Hi. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Hey. Mine. Okay. Bye!